18 Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
United Nations inspectors were in Syria Monday. Also, the sentencing phase gets underway this week in the trial of Fort Hood shooter Major Nadel Hassan. And I'll have my latest storm tracker weather forecast for Tuesday. But first, Egyptian courts heard separate cases Monday, one against deposed President Hosni Mubarak and the other against the leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dustin Kopp. Our top story at this hour, both are facing charges in the deaths of protesters who were demonstrating against the regimes when they were in power. Meanwhile, in the U.S., Egyptians launched new protests against Brotherhood, expressing support for the Egyptian military leaders that removed them from power. In Washington State, protesters marched to show solidarity with Egyptian Christians being targeted by the Muslim Brotherhood.
We are enjoying the freedom of the United States, but our friends, our brothers and sisters in Egypt continue to suffer for no reason other than being Christians. The international community needs to know that the Muslim Brotherhood is a danger. Egypt is better off without it.
Anti-Christian violence has calmed down in recent days, but at least 60 Coptic churches were torched or attacked by Islamists retaliating for the overthrow of the Brotherhood. Last week, hundreds of Christians and Muslims marched in Washington, D.C. in protest of the U.S. government's support for the Islamist group. 18 Eyewitness News wants to keep you informed when roadwork takes place throughout the area. As we told you last week, there is a lot going on this week. Visit our website, KDKZ18.com, to see all the areas seeing roadwork throughout southeast Missouri. Authorities are investigating after a body was found in the Missouri River in Jefferson City. The Jefferson City Police Department says in a news release that officers received a report Saturday about a body in the river. Police detectives then took over the investigation. The Cole County Sheriff's Department and Jefferson City firefighters also responded. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you any new details on KDKZ18.com and right here on 18 Eyewitness News. A massive wildfire continued to rage Monday through the wilderness of the Yosemite National Park. The fire has consumed about 225 square miles of forest and is now threatening San Francisco's fresh water and power supply. Hundreds of firefighters are working to protect communities along this path. Officials say the blaze has slowed down a bit, but is only 7% contained. Many Americans have been enjoying some early autumn weather the past few weeks. However, don't celebrate just too soon because an extremely cold winter could be on the way. The Farmer's Almanac is using phrases like piercing cold and bitterly cold to describe the upcoming winter. And the 197-year-old publication is also predicting the Super Bowl could turn into a storm bowl. The Super Bowl will be the outdoors in New Jersey, and the Almanac is predicting a blizzard in the Northeast around that time. The Almanac's predictions are based on planetary positions, sunspots, and lunar eclipses. Temperatures across the area, definitely on the warm side this afternoon. 88 right now in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown, 85, 86 in Piedmont, and 86 right now in Cape Girardeau. Throughout the evening hours, we will be seeing temperatures continuing to be on the warm side, 87 degrees and partly sunny at 7 p.m. Clear skies by 9 with a temperature of 81 and 76 and clear by midnight. Well, more details on your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
United Nations inspectors were in Syria Monday visiting the site of last week's alleged chemical weapons attack on rebels. They're seeking evidence of deadly poison as the United States and its allies continue to build a case for action. Ephraim Graham reports.
It's been 5 days since the suspected chemical weapons attack on rebels in Syria. Sunday, the Assad regime announced it would allow a UN team to look for evidence of an attack. But U.S. officials say their cooperation is, quote, too late to be credible.
The fact is that much of the evidence could have been destroyed by that artillery bombardment. Other evidence could have become degraded over the last few days, and other evidence could have been tampered with.
The hardening of the U.S. position comes as calls for military action grow. France, Britain, Israel, and some members of Congress are pushing for the U.S. to get involved.
This demonstrates yet again that we simply cannot allow the world's most dangerous regimes to acquire the world's most dangerous weapons. In the end, the extremists use these weapons.
You could destroy his munitions and you could destroy his fuel. You could even destroy the Syrian Air Force if we wanted to.
The world is a better place when the United States takes leadership. This is time for us to do this. I hope we will do it soon.
President Obama is still weighing his options, but in a sign the U.S. may be a step closer to an armed response, naval forces have been dispatched towards Syria's coastal waters. Meanwhile, countries like Russia remain skeptical that Syria was behind any chemical weapons attack, and Syrian President Bashar al-Assad continues to deny he did it. He warned any U.S. intervention would create a ball of fire that will inflame the Middle East and result in failure.
That was Efren Graham reporting. Russia also warned against U.S. military action, saying a unilateral use of force would be a mistake. Innovative Forces back in New York City. The group will perform Tuesday on NBC's America's Got Talent for the semifinals. Dancer Caitlin Seaborn explains how it feels to be on the big stage.
It was nerve-wracking. It was awesome. It was surreal. Like, it was something you could almost not even explain to someone because it was just such a thrill.
Once on stage, the next goal is to perform in front of the audience as well as the audience at home watching the girls perform on television. Haley Teasley says it is a little different than performing in front of a small group. She tells 18 Eyewitness News that they have worked on new things for this performance.
We've been working on all new stunts that we've never done before, and we hope to wow America.
The group was excited to be able to perform at Radio City Music Hall. Mackenzie Whitwell explains why.
That was really exciting. Like, the Rockettes performed on that stage, so we were really pumped about that.
As always, remember to vote after their performance on Tuesday. Events continued this week, marking the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech. This past weekend, tens of thousands gathered on the National Mall to hear speeches with a strong theme of unfinished business. U.S. Congressman John Lewis, the only surviving speaker of the 1963 march, rallied against a recent Supreme Court decision against the Voting Rights Act. Speakers also mentioned high unemployment among blacks, which is twice that of white Americans. Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, the sentencing phase gets underway this week in a trial of Fort Hood shooter Major Nadel Hassan. Details when 18 Eyewitness News returns. This is coverage you can count on.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
Welcome back. The sentencing phase gets underway this week for the trial of Fort Hood shooter Major Nadel Hassan. 42-year-old Hassan was found guilty last week in the 2009 Army-based massacre that left 14 people, including an unborn baby, dead. He was convicted of 13 charges of premeditated murder and 32 charges of attempted murder. The Army psychiatrist admitted to the killings and said he was an Islamic holy warrior fighting U.S. troops. He also is eligible for the death penalty. At the very minimum, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Ozark National Scenic Riverway Superintendent William Black is inviting the public to comment on a proposed current river trail designated for hiking only. ONSR's Faye Walmsley tells 18 Eyewitness News that there currently isn't any long-distance hiking opportunities.
Currently, there is not a long-distance hiking opportunity from Current River State Park to Bushy Creek natural area. So we're looking at partnering with the Ozark Trail Association, the LAD Foundation, and the Missouri Department of Natural Resources to create a proposed current river trail. So the goal of the trail would be to provide a varied and scenic route to unique geological and natural features of the area.
To send in your comments and to see a map, visit our website, kdkz18.com. Comments are accepted through Friday. An environmental group is heading to court in another attempt to overturn the way Missouri officials have implemented a 2008 ballot initiative about renewable energy. The initiative requires investor-owned utilities to tap renewable energy sources for at least 5% of their electricity by 2014, with that amount gradually rising to 15% by 2021. In 2011, the legislature blocked part of an administrative rule that would have required the electricity from renewable energy sources to be produced or sold in Missouri. The result is that the utilities have been able to purchase credits for renewable energy produced by others. A lawsuit filed this past week on behalf of the Missouri Coalition for the Environmental Challenges, the legal basis for the legislature's action. Well, for many, pets are a part of the family. One Indiana woman found firsthand when her dog was stolen 5 years ago. Now, thanks to a microchip and the help of some volunteers, she's been reunited with her four-legged friend. A few weeks ago, Jen Cossin got a call she never expected. Someone had turned her dog, Sasha, in, but not anywhere close to her Indiana home. The Rottweiler was in several states away in Phoenix, Arizona.
I don't know where she's been or who she's been with or, what she's been through. I just hope that, whoever had her gave her a good life. I never thought I was ever going to see her again. I thought about her all of the time. I always wondered about her. I wondered what happened to her. Nothing short of a miracle.
After Cossin was tracked down by using Sasha's microchip, volunteers helped reunite her and her dog. 26 volunteers drove portions of the cross-country trip from Phoenix to Indiana to drop Sasha off. When we come back, I'll relay a Storm Tracker weather forecast. We'll be right back.
On the road, off the road, or on the water, your ultimate outdoor toy store, Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, has what you're looking for. Street bikes, dirt bike, ATVs, side-by-sides, jet skis. Midwest Sports Center has the largest selection and the absolute lowest prices. Get to Midwest Sports Center on Walker Drive, Farmington today to see for yourself. Midwest Sports Center, your ultimate outdoor toy store.
Ain't looking for nothing but a good time, and it don't get better than this.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
And welcome back. Partly sunny out there right now. A temperature of 89 degrees. It feels like 93 out there, though. Current dew point 69 with 50% humidity and a south wind around 6 miles per hour. Throughout southeast Missouri, temperatures are on the warm side. 88 right now in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown, 85, 83 in Ironton, and 86 right now in Potosi. Across the state of Missouri, still seeing those temperatures on the warm side as well. 85 in Kansas City, 84 right now in Columbia, St. Louis at 86, and 84 in Springfield. Let's take a look at temperatures and weather across the area. Definitely going to be on the warm side. Sunshine is going to continue. Those temperatures are going to continue to heat up, and it looks like pool-like weather is definitely here to stay for a while. So summer making its entrance once again. All right, here's what our forecast looks like. We are going to see that heat dome over the area. That heat's just coming from the south, and we're just going to continue to see that with sunny skies for the next several days. High pressure system off to the east, giving us that nicer weather where we're not seeing any showers or thunderstorms, but it's going to dry things out, and we're just going to be kind of miserable if we continue to see this heat. A partly sunny sky at 7 p.m., 87 degrees, then clearing things out by 9 p.m., 81, and then down to 76 by midnight. Here's what our forecast looks like overnight tonight. 66 to 74 your overnight low, clear and muggy, light to variable winds. For tomorrow, we're still going to be on the hot side, 91 to 94, mostly sunny, southwest wind around 5 to 10. Let's take a look at the next 3 days. Wednesday and Thursday, more heat moves into the area, 95 on Wednesday, 92 on Thursday, with plenty of sunshine, but it's just going to continue to warm things back up. 93 and mostly sunny on your Friday, Saturday 96, Sunday 97, so a hot weekend on tap, and then cooling just a little bit off into the lower 90s by Monday of next week. Don't forget you can get the latest weather information on our website, KDKZ18.com. How do single parents cope with sharing custody? Help with the touchy details on today's Focus on the Family with Dr. Bill Meyer.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Credit cards, they come in all types. Cashback, rewards, gold, platinum. But what about a card for retirees? The right credit card to work for you when you're no longer working. Just ahead on Money Talks News.
Get your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast daily on the radio. Froggy 96, 95.9 FM, and Kickin' Country 105, 104.9 FM. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Welcome back. It happens a lot these days. After a divorce, a single mom or dad has to put the children on a plane or a train or a bus all alone and send them off for an extended visit to the other parent. It's a situation with plenty of built-in difficulty, but family expert Dr. Bill Myers says there are healthy ways to cope.
Saying goodbye is always difficult, especially when a divorced mom or dad has to send their child off for weeks or even a whole summer to visit with the other parent.
At first it was tough, letting them go, wondering if they would come back.
Fears about their safety, fears about what the other parent will or won't do, and of course the fear they won't even want to come back. These all combine to make court-ordered visitations extremely painful.
I don't think I ever cried in front of them.
To have to hold the house together emotionally, and then try to meet the kids' needs emotionally, plus maintain a job. It's like, I don't know, like juggling, you know, a clown out there juggling. If you drop one ball, the rest is done, you know? And you're overwhelmed, you have to pick those balls back up and get going again.
As difficult as the separation can be, single parents can use these times as opportunities to recharge their batteries. As a single mom or dad, you need that more than anybody.
The best way to cope would be to find that time to do some new things. Hobbies, to reconnect with friends, with family, with other family members, get involved in things, and the time passes a lot quicker that way.
Do something that's just for you, away from the kids. You know, you've got to do that, because otherwise you would really go nuts when they're gone.
By using this time to rest, relax, and focus on activities that you really enjoy, your kids will come home to a re-energized parent. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
Dr. Myers says even when the kids are home, single parents shouldn't be afraid to carve out a little bit of personal time when possible to help recharge the batteries. For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, visit our website and click on the Focus on the Family link. It's important for adults to have credit and maintain a good credit score, but some retired consumers underestimate the importance of credit. Money expert Stacey Johnson shows us the best credit tips for retirees.
Reaching your golden years may mark the end of working for a paycheck, but it shouldn't mean the end of working on your credit score. Credit scores affect everything from your car insurance to, your ability to borrow. And the way you use your credit cards is going to have a big influence on your credit score. Here's what to look for when using credit cards in retirement. First, use a card with no annual fee, unless it's a reward card you'll really benefit from. Next, make sure the card's terms are easy to understand so you know what you're getting. Then, if you are carrying a balance, you definitely want a card with a low interest rate. That's particularly important if you're on a fixed income. Now, anybody who's got credit is going to get offers in the mail. But these aren't the best way to shop for cards. Don't take what's coming at you. Be proactive and go out there and shop for the right card for you. Next, remember to use the card every month, even if it's just for some gas or groceries, then pay the balance in full. Finally, cashback or travel rewards cards are often better for retirees, so choose what works for you. Bottom line, credit stays important after you've retired. In fact, at any age, it always makes sense to go out and find the right credit card for you. Be smart. We can help you do that. Just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for credit cards. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacey Johnson.
As Stacey said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website and click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu. We'll be right back.
Battery problems. It happens every time you want to do something. You just want to mow the yard, right? You've got to make it to that big meeting on time, and your watch quits. You got to be somewhere, and your car won't start. Right in the middle of a conversation, and the battery conks out on your cell phone. For every kind of battery.
In today's Your Health, if you have young children, chances are you give them a pacifier, a bottle, or a sippy several times throughout the day. Most parents use them without a second thought, but a new study shows that some parents are actually misusing them, and each year thousands of children are hurt as a result. With more on the dangers of these everyday items and tips to protect your kids, here's Clark Powell.
As the mother of a toddler, Jackie Sherrill knows just how much comfort a bottle of milk can bring to her daughter Morgan, but in an instant, she also found out just how much damage it can do.
I was reaching to get her, and she kind of did a nosedive forward, and the bottle was in her mouth, and she chipped her tooth on the bottle.
And a surprising new study shows that little Morgan is not alone.
Every 4 hours in the United States, a child experiences an injury related to the use of a baby bottle, a pacifier, or sippy cup that requires a visit to the emergency department.
Sarah Keim is a researcher at Nationwide Children's Hospital who led the study, the first ever to look at these injuries on a national level. She and her team logged 20 years of data and found that 45,000 kids were treated for injuries while using these products, and the vast majority were around 1 year old.
We think that's because they're just starting to learn how to walk. They tend to trip and fall quite a bit, and if they're walking with one of these products in their mouth, they're apt to injure their mouth or their face.
Keim, who is also at the Ohio State University, says there are guidelines every parent should know about using these products. You should stop using pacifiers at 6 months. Stop using bottles when your kids can walk, and don't let them carry sippy cups around. In fact, teaching kids to sit and drink from cups without lids not only teaches good habits, but cuts down on the risk of accidents.
More than 80% of the injuries we saw in this study could have been prevented if these recommendations had been followed.
Recommendations parents like Jackie say are easy to follow, especially after learning the hard way how quickly kids can get hurt. At Nationwide Children's Hospital, this is Clark Powell reporting.
On average, more than 2,000 kids a year are rushed to the hospital for injuries related to bottles, pacifiers, and sippy cups. Although the numbers are actually much higher than that, experts say they didn't even count the children who were treated at home or at a dentist's office. That is today's Your Health. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for joining us on 18 Eyewitness News. Stay connected with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by visiting our website, KDKZ18.com, and liking us on Facebook. That does it for 18 Eyewitness News. Until next time, we'll see you later.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@DawkinsBroadcastGroup.com.